Severance is an extremely popular show, but not popular enough. I don't think I'm being hyperbolic when I say that Severance is one of the most important television shows of the 21st century. It's a genius mixture of genres like satire, comedy, thriller, and science fiction, all perfectly coalescing into this blend that perfectly matches our times. The problem is that it's on Apple TV, which just cannot gain traction in gaining market share from the other streaming services. Nobody is Apple TV and chilling, which they should be. That's kinky. Hopefully that changes with season 2. I want everybody to watch this show, but it's been almost 3 years since season 1 because of the actors' strike and other world events, and because you're all probably busy dealing with one apocalyptic event or another, you might not have time for a rewatch. So I thought, hey, let me recap the most important things from season 1 so that you're set up and ready to enjoy season 2 when it debuts on Apple TV Plus on January 17th. I'm Kit Laser. Hopefully you're already liking and subscribing this video. You know you want to, so go ahead and do that. And sit tight. Here we go. Obviously, spoilers ahead for Severance Season 1. Severance is a thriller that explores the moral and psychological implications of work-life balance. But with a twist. What if you could literally turn off your personal life the moment you step into the office? This is the world of Lumen Industries, where employees undergo a procedure called severance, splitting their memories between work and personal life. But is it a gift or a trap? Lumen Industries was founded by a mysterious man named Keir Egan, and its employees worship him as a religious figure. It's a full-blown capitalism cult. Our story follows Mark Scout, a quiet, reserved man who works as a team leader in the mysterious macro data refinement division. At the beginning of season 1, we learn that Mark has opted for the severance procedure, willingly cutting ties with his personal life in exchange for a clean slate at work. The severed version of Mark, his work self, known as his Any, is a blank slate. No memories of his family, no knowledge of his personal grief. His Outie, the version of him outside the office, is a man haunted by the recent death of his wife, Gemma. His sister Devon and his lovably insufferable brother-in-law Rickon have tried in vain to pull him out of his alcoholic depression. Rickon even leaves a copy of his self-published self-help book, The You Are, to assist him. Outie Mark can't stand Rickon and would never read this book. But for any Mark who has only ever read Keir-approved literature, the book is revelatory. Mark, by the way, is only the team leader of macro data refinement because his work friend Petey was recently and mysteriously retired. Mark's team consists of 3 other employees. Helly Riggs, a recent hire who is deeply resistant to the severance process, Irving Bailiff, the aging veteran worker obsessed with the company's rules and office artwork, and Dylan George, a snarky and cynical worker bee obsessed with the company perks, like finger traps and waffle parties. Do you remember what a waffle party is? It's awesome. The management team is headed by Miss Cobell, with the sickly sweet but menacing Milchick running the day-to-day management and Grainer handling security. At first, the office seems ordinary enough. The employees work in a windowless, minimalist building, processing data for an unknown purpose. But as the season progresses, it becomes clear that the severance procedure isn't as simple as it seems. Severance isn't just a way to separate work from life. It's a tool for control. Helly, desperate to escape, tries every conceivable way to get a message to her Outie. Once it becomes clear her Outie doesn't care, she tries to hang herself in the office. It's a harrowing sequence unlike anything that we've ever seen on TV before. Think about it. Helly's Outie walks into the elevator, and the next thing she knows, she's hanging there, strangling. Miss Cobell and Milchick merely put her back to work. Lumen Industries is more than just a company. It's a vast, opaque organization with hidden agendas. There's something sinister about their work, and no one seems to understand exactly what they're doing. Outie Mark runs into the missing Petey outside, who says he has been reintegrated and is in the process of uncovering the Lumen conspiracy, but he dies of reintegration sickness before Mark can get answers. Meanwhile, Irving falls in love with Bert, the head of the O&D department. He's been hallucinating a black ooze from time to time at work, experiencing shifts in his routine, and begins to question the true nature of Lumen's mission. When they retire Bert for fraternizing with the macro data refinement, it pushes Irving to his breaking point.
Let's burn this place to the ground.
Dylan's journey takes a surprising turn when Milchick reveals that they can wake up the severed employees outside of work. He sees that he has a son, and that's the final straw. Audi Mark meets the employee who reintegrated Petey, Ragabi. She's part of some mysterious Lumen resistance. Grainer discovers them, but Ragabi knocks his head out of the park. Home run! She gives Mark his security keycard and tells him that his Annie will know what to do. The MDR co-workers devise a plan, using the keycard to wake themselves up and seek help. Dylan will stay behind to sneak into the security office after his quarterly waffle party, which it turns out is some strange eyes wide shut thing, Keir style. Yes. Irving finds his Audi self home alone, painting strange Lumen paintings. His Audi is already hip to the nefarious ways of his employer and apparently spends his time tracking down coworkers. He goes to Bert's Audi's house to try and seek help. Helly, it turns out, is Helena Egan. Yes, progeny of the founder himself. She's only working in MDR in a political ploy to demonstrate the innocuous nature of Severance to the voting public. Helly, the Annie, uses the opportunity to tell the whole audience at the gala that Severance is evil. And Annie Mark gets to meet his sister and brother-in-law, which, hilariously, Annie Mark views as a prophet from reading his book and finds out the most damning piece of tea that we get in the first season. His dead wife, Gemma, is alive, working at Lumen as the wellness counselor, Miss Casey. And that, believe it or not, is where we left off almost 3 years ago at the end of season 1. We've been waiting ever since. The story continues on Apple TV on January 17th. We will be recapping every episode week to week on the Streaming Things podcast, which you can find on all platforms. It's on iTunes, it's on Spotify, it's on Google Play, pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast. It's even in video form here on YouTube on the Streaming Things channel. Look it up. I dare you. Severance kind of came out of nowhere in 2022. That was a very particular time in our world history. As you recall, I'm sure, Ben Stiller directed 6 out of 9 of those episodes. He's also the co-creator and executive producer. I think in the post-COVID era, we've all found ourselves wondering, what is it, the work that we do? Why are we making faceless people richer in the hopes of getting a pizza party? This show is a searing critique of the uncanny day-to-day that we've all been living for so long. The score is incredible. The tone is masterful. It's funny, sometimes hilarious, but so unsettling. The thriller aspects of the show are sometimes bordering on horror, but it all fits. It doesn't feel like different shows or that it's tonally all over the place. The closest thing that I can compare it to tone-wise is a Coen Brothers film, which is funny because John Turturro is in quite a few of those. I think it's a masterpiece and one of the most important shows on television today. Thanks for watching. I hope that helped refresh your memory. Be sure to like and subscribe and tell your Audis to do the same if you can get word to them. Bye-bye.